Hello everyone, this is Shotgun, and welcome to the Grimdark Future of Warhammer 40k Dawn of War Definitive Edition. Now, if my voice does sound weird, I do apologize. I just got back from being sick. Well, sickly is the right term because I wasn't necessarily in the bed. But yeah, so we're here on Mountain Trails. It's a 4-player match with 2v2 objectives taken hold as well as control area. So critical locations as well as having the most strategic points will be crucial in this matchup right now. So on the bottom right, we have Dolphins playing as the Sisters of Battle, playing as the Space Marine factions. On the bottom left, we have Demo playing as the top right. We have the Ultramarines, or top left, I'm so sorry. And on top right, we have Cluny playing as the Imperial Guard. So yeah, it's an early stage of the map, and I hope everyone will have an enjoyable day in this fine, day today. And if you guys want me to cast your games, then there is a link in the description below. There will be a Google folder or Google link for and if you open that, there is a different folders for different franchises of the Dawn of War franchise. And we can now see on the early stages of the map, we have the Ultramarines going for an early harass here with his Scout Marine squads. And we can see that Demo is also trying their best to also divert the attention of the Scout Marines for the Ultramarines here, and that was successful with Demo being able to actually escape their servitor. And once the momentum here for the Ultramarines has been set, the Ultramarines tried their best to also continue with the hunt here, trying to find that Ultramarine, or trying to find that servitor that Demo has quickly escaped by moving back towards one of the listening posts. Demo already has his force commander, and that will be good considering that, yeah, these guys aren't really necessarily heavy infantry, so they will be able to be taken out with relative ease. However, I do say that, but you can see that the Ultramarines are trying to push one more time here by relentlessly pushing their battle brothers here. There are two Scout battle brothers Ultramarines moving towards this listening post, and they are trying to also harass the Scout Marines that Demo has once again. But I do feel like Demo will take that strategic point as quickly as he can, and he will be able to also set up that listening post so that the post won't be harassed by the Ultramarines. So yeah, I do say that this is a very unsuccessful push here by the Ultramarines, as Demo has successfully controlled over this early harassment that they have done here. So yeah, the Ultramarines went for an early harass with unupgraded scouts, no snipers, no bionics. That's a very risky play here. So yeah, without those upgrades, those scouts don't deal enough DPS, and without that force commander being able to take a lot of those hits here for the Ultramarines will have to back out, as yeah, more and more of their battle brothers will die here on the battlefield, meaning that the Ultramarines are bleeding their resources here just to reinforce their forces. And because of that, Demo will try to push again on the Ultramarines. The Ultramarines have decided to pull back their forces, meaning that they have done Demo has done a complete squad wipe here for the for this attack. He will try to kill off one of these. Oh, never mind. He moved towards the Ultramarine side, as he has probably guessed that the Ultramarines, since they are bleeding their money right now, or bleeding with their forces, that does mean that he doesn't have any more forces here on the early stages, no, on his base right now. And as you can see, he is right, as considering that he didn't even make one more listening post here on the strategic point. That is a very crucial information, considering that, yeah, early eco here is important for both of these players right now. And as I do say that, though, let's just go back to Cluny and Dolphin. Dolphin and Cluny are just they're doing a very early or safe early game here, just waiting to build their forces. Cluny has decided to make one heavy bolter turret in between this little fork here, and that does signify that he will be able to at least hold this position right now. Now onto Demo as well as the Ultramarines. The Ultramarines are struggling to find the high ground here, as Cluny, or as Demo here, is already on the base of the Ultramarines. The Ultramarines are trying their best to at least divert the attention here for the Space Marines of Demo, as well as their force commander. Unfortunately, they will try to take down the servitors that is trying to build that heavy bolter turret, and the force commander here for the Ultramarines is already out, so that does mean that the Ultramarines will be able to have at least that little breathing room. And yeah, what a game here for Demo. Demo has already successfully taken out most of the forces here of the Ultramarines, honestly, and I do believe that he will be able to also snowball if he does decide to do that tier 2 upgrade, which he is already setting up, honestly. So yeah, currently we can also see that there is a bit of situation here on the strategic point for the Ultramarines, as Demo is trying their best to also combat this force that is trying to kill off, well, Demo's forces, honestly, just composing of those Space Marine squads as well as that force commander there. So yeah, there's just a lot of kiting, but then it's very heavily in favor of Demo, considering that he has most of the forces as well as a lot of economy, honestly, considering that he hasn't lost that much, where the Ultramarines are just bleeding their forces, like I said once again. Now you can see that Dolphin as well as Cluny are here just combating. One of the cannonettes here for Dolphin will be picked off here by Cluny. So yeah, and as I do say that, though, more and more of the forces here for Demo, and it does seem that the map control, or the tempo right now, is being set by Team 1 here. Just look at the spread they have right now on the map, just having that critical location being recaptured, and this critical location just not really doing anything of the sort. So yeah, while that's happening, we can see that the Ultramarines, they are in tier, no, they're just sitting back on tier 1. You can see that Team 2 has already set up. It's been 7 minutes, and they are already, both of these players are already in tier 2. So I do believe that, there we go, there is one armory here, and they, Demo will upgrade towards that Bionics, which will be able to increase 12% of each Space Marine, Ultramarine, Space Marine, Assault, Terminator, Surgeons, and Scout accuracy. So yeah, there we go. They also have their war gear ready, and they will be able to kite back this force. Now, the Ultramarines, they are relentless with their push right now, but you can see that with the no force commander here for Demo, Demo has decided to at least pick off these guys, or the Ultramarines rather. And you can see there's already a fight here on the middle side. Once again, while I do say that, though, there is Cluny as well as Dolphin here. Dolphin and Cluny are already in a sort of fight here, with most of the upgrades here for Cluny just focusing on that plasma guns or plasma cannon, so that they will be able to kill off the heavy infantry as easily as possible. Now, most of the forces here for Cluny will be taken care of because of the cannonettes as well as the heavy infantry. There is no doubt about that. But then, yeah, it's so difficult to actually conclude who will win this fight here, considering that both of these players right now are just doing some melee damage, it seems. And I do believe that if the Sisters of Battle, if they do, yeah, they are tier 2, so that does mean that they will be able to snowball with relative ease, considering that the Manufactorium is already up and about, so they will be able to also produce that emulators or vehicles that will counter a lot of these heavy infantry that the Imperial Guard has. Imperial Guard, they're very good at setting up that early game, you know, having it's so important for them to have early economy. That's why, like, you know, you should always check on that. So yeah, there's also something happening here with Demo as well as the Ultramarines. The Ultramarines are being pushed back here, considering that a lot of these Space Marines for Demo already has that war gear upgrade, as well as having that Sergeant to be able to reinforce that morale that they have, and the Ultramarines are again being pushed back to their base. And yeah, I do believe that, yeah, it's been heavily in favor for Demo, honestly. What a game here for him. This has been like a breeze for him, honestly. So he's still upgrading towards that one more upgrade. And yeah, as I do say that, though, you can see that Dolphin here is having a bit of difficulty here, considering that most of the forces here for Cluny will be able to counter his their forces with relative ease. However, the emulator is already here, so they will be able to what do you call this? Remove the forces here for Cluny with, yeah, as easily as possible. How many times have I said There's another push here for Demo right now with a lot of these forces just upgraded with those plasma cannons. I do believe that the Ultramarines will be able to take care of these guys as fast as possible, considering that they are just making their armory right now, so that will be a disadvantage to them. And I do believe that the Ultramarine should have focused on getting that sniper upgrade instead of just focusing on countering heavy infantry with heavy infantry. One of the servitors here will be picked off here by Demo, and yeah, this is just a very poorly made defense here for the Ultramarines, as they were just focusing on getting a lot of those counters, or not really focusing on getting those counters rather. And as I do say that though, Demo is just focusing on growing more of his map pressure here, or map control. And what a game here for Demo as well as Dolphin. Dolphin has hold their ground here by just having that emulator here. It just changes the battle here for both of these players right now. The heavy bolter turret here for Clunny is already upgraded to tier 2, and he will be able to at least deal some damage here with that emulator. However, that cannoness with that melty combo or melted gun will be able to also take care of that heavy bolter turret as fast as possible. But however, he will have to sacrifice his cannoness if Clunny will be able to see that the cannoness already has that low HP, and he has not seen it, and Dolphin will be able to push back this infantry that Clunny has, and he will be able to also have much more map presence here later on.
Victory countdown.
And as I do say that, though, the Ultramarines are having a bit of trouble here, considering that Dolphin is already in their base right now, just harassing any units left for the Ultramarines. And yeah, I do believe that this will be a very deciding factor, that Demo as well as Dolphin are high up in the economy right now. And yeah, they will be able to take care of both of these players in Team 2 without any worries, honestly. And yeah, I think that's also like one of the problems with Definitive or Dawn of War right now, is that you have a lot of new players, and there's a lot of strategies you have to take account for, and then this is not an official ladder match. This is like a custom match. So yeah, you'll be able to meet a lot of players without that ladder to actually balance out whoever has the most skill, the less skill, and whatnot. So yeah, I do believe that there is one dreadnought here for the Ultramarines, which will be able to take a lot of those hits right now for them. Unfortunately, without the forces here for the Ultramarines, that does mean that yeah, that dreadnought will be honestly useless in this point. And yeah, one of the land speeders here for the Ultramarines is already out. However, the dreadnought has already been taken care of by Demo, and he will be able to continue his assault here on the Ultramarines base. The Ultramarines seem to have two of their servitors moving towards Clunny's base, and he will be able to at least take some of their resources right now and build what seems to be a chapel barracks, and which is a very good decision right now for the boys in blue, honestly. As I do say that, though, there is Dolphin as well as Clunny right now. Clunny with reinforcing another of his forces, just making those chimeras. Chimeras are very good at dealing with those infantries right now. However, the infantries for Dolphin are just upgraded, or having those war gear upgrades of the multi-melta as well as melta guns will be able to at least wipe out the chimeras with yeah, like butter through knife, or knife through butter. There we go. So yeah, however, there is a force wipe here for Clunny, as most of the forces here for Dolphin, without micromanaging or managing his forces, they will be able, or Clunny will be able to pick off that the force here for Dolphin once again. And I do believe that this Rhino transport doesn't really have the Sisters of Battle, as yeah, the land speeder here for the Ultramarines is trying their best to also divert the attention here for the Celestian squad of Dolphin, and thereby just giving time here for the Imperial Guard to move towards their base right now. So yeah, 15 minutes into the match, and we can see that both of these players are not giving up, as they are still continuing their assault right now. So yeah, if you do enjoy this matchup, and if you want me to cast your games, there is a link in the description below, and I do hope that you guys can like and maybe comment on how my casting went, and if you guys have any suggestions on how I do my casting, because if you guys haven't noticed, I am trying to do this bit of thing where I'm being more analytical. Is that the right term? So yeah, just giving you guys some also pointers on whether or not one of the teams are scaling well, or are they snowballing, or they're who has more map pressure, which you can generally see in the map as well. But having that audio or having someone to at least remind you of that will greatly you know um, help. So yeah, the Ultramarines Landspeeder Tempest will try their best to at least kill off more of the forces here. Oh my god, what is that? 4 Demo's forces. Unfortunately, a lot of these Space Marines have that. Oh my god, 4 missile launchers right now. So they will be able to pick off any vehicles as fast as possible. Look at that. Oh my god. That is a lot of missile launchers. I've never seen someone who uses that missile launcher that much. So yeah, there are invisible units right now for the Ultramarines, and they will be able to at least take care of this force. However, because of the Librarian also has that skill, I think, or passive, where he will be able to at least reveal those invisible units in a specific radius, and I do believe that the Ultramarines have picked up on that, and they will be able to once again just move back or pull back their forces here. However, there is another onslaught here for Demo. Demo is just killing it on this match right now. They will be the Ultramarines will lose their armory, as Clunny will just focus on once again take care of this force that just taking care of the base of Dolphin right now, as there's just nothing they can do, honestly, at this point. As you can see that Clunny or Demo already has map this side of the map, where he is also taking care of that winning condition right now, or rather Team 1 already has that winning condition to take control area, or take and hold rather. And there is another force here for the Ultramarines. They are just utilizing their Space Marines, just going for that melee attack, so that the Space Marines here for Demo won't be able to utilize that war gear. And what a game here for a lot of these players, honestly. The Ultramarines have not backed down, as most of these guys are just on the green covers, or yellow covers, it seems. And as I do say that, though, that you can see that Dolphin as well as Demo are significantly at an advantage here, considering that Demo didn't necessarily have any trouble on the early stages, and he will be able to actually build his economy right now. And you can see, he was in tier 3 for quite some time, and he will be able to also make use of that orbital relay, as well as having that assault Terminator and Terminator squads in just a few seconds if he does decide to rain down Hellfire. There is 6 Chimeras right now for Clunny, and Chimeras, and he will be able to at least deal some damage here. There are some upgrades, as you can see right now, for the Ultramarines, but that does it's still a very difficult situation here, considering that everyone is just battling it out on this little ridge right now, as you can see. And oh my god, these guys are just relentless with their attacks right now. And there is one orbital command here for the force commander for Demo, and Demo will be able to pick off a lot of these forces right now for this player. However, these players of Team 2, however, they will be able to also, have enough value for that, but just utilizing that will be able to at least intimidate this force, hey, we have this, we can easily wipe you guys out. So the Ogrins here for Clunny is already out here for him, and he will be able to at least take a lot of these grunts. And did they just die? So this is a very terrible position here for Team 2, considering that most of the Chimeras and the Ogrin as well. Oh my god, I do believe that the Ogrin should have been just stayed put just right here. But yeah, considering that Dolphin as well as Demo already have their tier 3 forces with that Exorcist right now, just raining down Hellfire for Team 2, it does seem that this game will come to a conclusion in just a few seconds. So yeah, the Ultramarines, or rather, Team 2 already is not giving up, considering that they have that winning condition right now. However, because of... I don't know if the Terminator squads will be able to handle that sniper, but... yeah, I do believe they will, honestly. There's a lot of forces here for Demo, as well as Demo moving towards the invisible units here for the Ultramarines with that Librarian, and he will be able to smite down a lot of these forces here for the Ultramarines, as yeah, Dolphin will also pay back for all of the things that Clunny has done to him in the early stages of the map, or game rather. And you can see now that, you know, the Team 2 are in a very bad position right now, very disadvantageous for both of these players, considering that, you know, they have no more forces left and they were stuck on tier 2 for quite some time. And that is GG from Clunny as well as the Ultramarines. And yeah, slowly but surely this match is coming to a close. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to leave a like and maybe comment on how my casting went. I am also trying to, you know, learn from different casters, honestly, and it's been a very good experience to actually try and, you know, be more professional with this. Because yeah, I've been just casting with, like, you know, hype moments. But anyways, guys, and if you do want me to cast your games, there is a link in the description below. That is a Google link where you can see different folders of the Dawn of War franchise, as well as the Unification mod, and you can just submit your replays there. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a great day. Good luck to any ongoing activities in life, and may the God Emperor be with you. This is Shotgun. Have a great day.